Hi, my name is Sydney, and I am your gut health coach. And I'm so excited that you are here to learn a little bit about gut health and how it is linked to acid reflux. So, let's move on to your gut is this amazing community. It's its own ecosystem, and it is full of viruses and bacteria and fungus and cells and all that good stuff, right? It has all these things in it, but it is all for good reason. Even bad bacteria has its place. Okay. Even E. coli has its role in the family. But what happens is they get out of balance, sometimes with stress, medications, lack of sleep, foods that we eat, too much sugar, alcohol. And when they get out of balance, that antibiotics, that's when a lot of health issues start to happen, inflammation. So your gut is either going to whisper very quietly to you, but then eventually it's going to scream when it's unbalanced. One thing I want to stress to you is that gut health does not just improve on its own. It does take some nurturing and some intentionality, sometimes supplementation, not something that just miraculously gets better. So what it looks like is gas and bloating, indigestion, heartburn, diarrhea or constipation, food allergies. All of a sudden, things that you used to be able to eat are bothering you now. That was me. I used to be able to have milk and almonds and cantaloupe and all that. And then a little bit at a time, year after year, it seemed like there was something else that was wrong and that was really irritating me. Chronic UTIs and yeast infections, sugar cravings, low energy and fatigue, mood swings and irritability, skin problems like acne, eczema, rashes, psoriasis, feeling down or lethargic, just kind of feeling blah, weight gain or loss, having an issue, having a hard time losing weight or gaining muscle, brain fog or trouble concentrating, headaches and migraines, joint pain, inflammation, definitely thyroid issues, and then eventually immune disease and sometimes even cancer if left untreated. And this is years and years in the making, guys. This isn't something that just happens overnight, but it is all of these or some of these. If they stand out to you, then I would suggest that you start working on your gut health before it gets too bad. So how does heartburn relate to gut health? Well, one of a few ways. First off is the bacterial imbalance. So the imbalance between the good and the bad can lead to lots of gas and bloating. And so then that pushes on the stomach, and then that acid will go up into the esophagus. Small intestinal bacterial overgrowth called SIBO. I don't know if you've heard this or not. It's not super common. We're seeing it more and more. Physicians are, and they're actually acknowledging it as an up and coming issue because people are eating a lot of sugars and they're getting a lot of this acid reflux and gut dysbiosis. So what happens is that bad bacteria, same thing, the gas and the pressure, but that bad bacteria presses up. It actually goes up into the small intestine. So usually this requires a stool sample to confirm, and it also requires an antibiotic. Now, antibiotics are wonderful. They are needed. But the downside to an antibiotic is it is going to kill off the good bacteria too. It kills off the good and the bad. So for every round of antibiotic that you have to use, it's about a year's time of intentional healing to get that gut back into a good, healthy balance. Low stomach acid. This may be surprising to some of you, but sometimes low stomach acid can be the culprit for heartburn because if there's not enough stomach acid, the food just kind of sits there and will create some issues, some bloating. And again, it's all that pressure, the different reasons why the acid is going up into the esophagus. Now, one thing that I do want to say too is definitely with the bacterial imbalance and the SIBO, those are things that oftentimes are because of a strong gut dysbiosis or because of antibiotic use. Overuse of antibiotics can lead to both of these things because a lot of people don't realize that they need to heal their gut when they're done with that medicine. So proton pump, what is it? The proton pump is a super important part of your stomach and your digestive system. It makes the stomach acid, the hydrochloric acid, by pumping hydrogen ions into the stomach. And it's not bad. Acid sounds scary, right? But the acid is actually really good. It has a very important role, and it helps to digest our food. So the stomach can break down all of the foods that you eat and actually utilize the nutrients. That's how our body absorbs the nutrition. So if you're eating a lot of foods and your body does not have the acid to break it down, you're going to have a lot of gas and bloating. You're going to have some more heartburn. I know people that take acid reducers and they still have heartburn. It's because it's this vicious cycle. But we really need to make sure that the nutrients are being absorbed in the body. And also the stomach acid kills pathogens. So it has an acidic environment to help prevent viruses and pathogens from thriving and growing and disrupting the stomach. And then it activates digestive enzymes. So these are digestive enzymes are things that are released into the stomach to help break down foods such as like protein that's a little bit more difficult to digest. So super important. Now, a common thing is you go to the doctor, you tell them that you've been suffering with acid reflux, and what are they going to give you? They're going to give you some PPIs, some proton pump inhibitors, most times traditional medical doctors will. And what that does is it helps to minimize, or it blocks the proton pump from producing so much stomach acid. So it reduces the stomach acid, which sounds good when you have acid reflux, but what happens is long-term use can really lead to a lot of issues. And this is something that we see is that people are like, right now, I need to have this taken care of, but you're not looking at the 10, 15, 20 years of chronic use, what that's going to end up to, because the body needs to have the acid. That's why God created it the way that he did. So some of the top three things that are issues that we find is nutrient deficiencies. The reduced stomach acid deficiencies in the magnesium, calcium, vitamin B12, because the acid in the pH is not properly breaking down these foods so that the nutrients can be absorbed. Increased risk of infection. The lower stomach acid can put you at risk for more of the stomach illnesses. Potential kidney disease and bone fracture. Long-term use of PPIs is linked to kidney disease, but it also is linked to bone fractures due to the inability of breaking down and being able to absorb those minerals the way that the body needs. That magnesium, that calcium, the vitamin B12, all very, very important things that the body needs. But if you're not able to digest and break it down into a form that your body can utilize it, and if your gut and your stomach is not in a healthy place, then you are going to be nutrient deficient. And we all know that there's a lot of health issues that come from that long term. So what are some natural alternatives for acid reflux? Before I get into the main things that I want to suggest, I do want to say there's a few things like, just minimizing the sugar. I mean, that is the number one, but eating smaller meals. So sometimes we just have a really great big meal. We'll just eat a big breakfast, or maybe not eat breakfast and we'll eat a big lunch. Just making them a little bit smaller. We don't have to have great big amounts, but just eating a protein and a fruit or a vegetable or a starch, a protein with every meal, that kind of helps keep the acid in check as well. And then stop eating about an hour or 2 hours before you go to bed. And if you have to, then just sleep incline so that gas and that pressure is not pushing the acid up. Even sometimes eating your meal and then drinking, maybe not drinking a ton of water with the meal, but drinking after, sometimes that can help as well. But some of the other natural alternatives, acid reflux, would be ditch the sugar. The opportunistic, which is the bad bacteria, they love sugar. They thrive on it. The yeast thrives on sugar. They make you crave and want more and more and more of it because it feeds them. So they overtake the good bacteria, and then it leads to all those other symptoms of the gut health issues. Eating probiotics and prebiotics. So probiotics and prebiotics are a little bit different. Probiotics could be foods like sauerkraut, the kimchi, yogurt, kefir, kombucha. Be careful with the yogurt and the kombucha, because sometimes it sounds good, but there's a high sugar content in some of the products that are out there. Prebiotic foods would be great, like garlic and onions, oats, bananas, leafy green foods. Think of like anything with fiber, because the fiber is what ferments in the gut, and then that is what the good bacteria love. They love that fiber-rich diet. Supplement wisely, okay? Prebiotic supplements like the Plexus Microbiome Activating Slim is a drink that has 3 grams of prebiotic fiber in it. And how that benefits is it feeds the good bacteria. It helps to repopulate and encourage that good bacteria to get back into a balance. Also, the benefit of the Plexus Slim and the Plexus microbiome activating is it has a blood sugar balancing effect to it. So that's going to help you to ditch the sugar, because oftentimes if your blood sugar is up and down and up and down, when you have those dips, your body's natural response is to want to eat something that's going to bring that back up, some type of glucose. So that helps significantly. A lot of my clients that struggle with their sugar cravings will find them taken care of when they drink that Slim. But there's also another Slim called Plexus Hunger Control Slim that has 6 grams of high soluble fiber. And that is beneficial as well to help support the gut, to help bulk up, make you feel a little bit fuller, but it has the blood sugar balancing on top of it. So it's a win-win. And then another thing is the probiotics, like the ProBio 5. Now, ProBio 5 is one that I suggest my clients use most times, 99% of the time, because it has all of the good probiotics that really feed the gut. It also has a digestive enzyme, so it's taken at night before bed, so anything that's left, it helps to digest that food. But it also has one specific strain of probiotic that actually feeds the gut in a way that it crowds out candida yeast, so kills it off. And then you can detox as long as you're using the restroom, you're going poop every day, 1 to 3 times a day. If you're not, then that is the first step that we need to do. Sometimes constipation can lead to acid reflux as well, because it's all building up. So we need to get you going to the bathroom, eliminating every single day, drinking enough water, and getting some type of movement every single day, and then the probiotics can do their job. Now, the reason why we utilize a supplement is because I don't know about you, but even as good as I eat, I do not eat 3, 4, 5, 6 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. So I need something to fill in the gaps. I am very busy with my businesses. I'm busy with the kids. I homeschool 2 girls. We travel a ton with my work and just with some vacation rentals that we have. So like I just don't have time to fix great big meals all the time, but I do have time to supplement and fill in the gaps that I know that my body needs, because if I don't do that, then sickness will come again. And I have an extra tip for you. If you've recently taken any antibiotics, bumping up your probiotic supplement for a few months will be super important to help you rebuild and repopulate that gut microbiome, focusing on the good fibers as well, the fruits and the vegetables. This doesn't replace good eating. The supplements do not by any means. It's not like I can just take these supplements and I never have to eat a vegetable again. That's not what I'm saying. But they do work together. It's all in your tool belt to help balance things out and restore your gut health. So improving your gut health, all of that list of symptoms that we went through, many of those, if not all of them, you can work towards getting rid of when you deal with the root issue of what's going on with your body. Gut health is the answer. It is the answer to so many things. Gut health is still relatively new in the space of educating others about it. 5, 10, 15 years ago, gut health wasn't even really a thing. When I was going through my journey of trying to figure out what was going on with my health, all of the doctors that I saw, not one of them mentioned gut health. Not one of them asked me if I was going to the bathroom every day or any of the symptoms that I was having. They took the test, they did the blood test, and they told me that I was fine, which I was not. So I would love to connect with you. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, or you can even follow me on YouTube, where I like to share more tips and tricks on health and just educating you. I have a newsletter that you can link in with, and I share recipes that I love. And I would just love to help you learn more about maybe how we could work together one-on-one, because I have just such a passion for helping other people reach their goal, because life is meant to be lived fully and vibrantly, and it's absolutely possible. So I just want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking the time to educate yourself a little bit more on gut health. And if you are dealing with acid reflux, just know that there are some natural alternatives. I hope you find this information very helpful and just empowering. And just remember, taking care of your gut can lead to so many good things, to significant improvements in your health, your overall well-being, and how you handle sickness when it does come. I'm not saying that you will never get sick, but I'm saying that you will rarely get sick when you have a good gut health balance. Feel free to reach out with any questions that you have to learn more about working together one-on-one. And follow me on social media for more tips on living healthier and a more holistic life.